This video was commissioned by my gold FLUFFBUTT patron, BLUESKY. Do you want to commission your very own video? Then become a gold patron today. Path to Peace, an MLP G5 fanfiction, sequel to In the Dark of the Night, written by FlameWarrior.2. Chapter 6. Is this real? Love can be a beautiful thing, a feeling of utter bliss and tranquility, like your mind just stops thinking about all else but that one special pony. However, love can be blinding, leaving ponies unable to see the truth in front of them, that what they see as love is actually a lie. And right now, there was no couple in Maritime Bay that reflected this more than the newest pairing of Hitch Trailblazer and Zipp Storm! Oh my god, is this going to be a Stormblazer chapter? Because if it's so, then I am all for it. Oh god, okay, I'm gonna try not to fangirl too much. Ever since the sheriff first kissed the princess in the cave, the two of them have been the talk of the town. It wasn't every day one of the royal daughters found love, or that a mare magnet like Hitch would finally make a choice on a mare friend. Well, he definitely made the right choice there. However, with everything that happened surrounding how they officially became a couple, the two of them haven't spent much time together. Just the two of them. Both of them decided it was about time to change that, thus leading to right now where Zipp was being prepped for the night out by Sunny and Izzy, while Pip and Hitch talked outside the Bright House. You guys don't really need to do this, Zipp groaned as Izzy combed her mane. Nonsense! A little touching up never hurt any pony! Izzy brushed it off both what Zipp said and the Pegasus's mane. You'd be surprised how many ponies would prove you wrong, Zipp dryly responded, having hearing several stories from Pip of things going wrong at Main Melody. Well, thankfully it's not a main smelody, am I right? Don't worry, Zipp, it's nothing major. We're already about done, Sunny assured her as she and Izzy stepped back to see their work. Looks good, but could use a little something else, Izzy said. Zipp cringed at the thought of being touched up even more. Guys, I really don't think... Hang on, I think I've got it, Sunny said as she quickly ran over to her bedside, pulled something out of a drawer. Oh, what's going to be this special object that Sunny has? Heading back over to the group with the object in hoof, Zipp was able to see the object and recognized it as the present that Izzy gave Sunny for her birthday. Oh, is it that little bracelet or main accessory that she gave her? Oh my god, that's so sweet. So Zipp's going to wear that on her mane this time instead of Sunny for Hitch. Oh, that's so sweet. Izzy also recognized the item and gasped. Is that the main accessory I made for you? She asked with a big smile on her face, immediately catching on to Sunny's plan. It is, Sunny replied with equal excitement. Sunny, I can't take that, Zipp protested. Nonsense, Sunny told her. It's not like I need it right now, she said as she started looking for a place to hang the accessory from. Problem was, Zipp's mane wasn't as long as hers, so there weren't many places to display the object. This was reinforced by Izzy critiquing every place Sunny suggested. No, that's a big no. I'm pretty sure wearing it like that is jinxy, she informed her friend. Where do you think is the jinxy place? Down there. Sunny groaned in defeat and fell onto her hunches. I thought for sure it was going to be perfect for your mane, she told Zipp with disappointment in her voice. Don't worry about it, Zipp assured her with a wing pat. Suddenly, Izzy gasped loudly. Again? You're going to dry up my throat even quicker this time, Izzy. Wait, the main accessory was originally a bracelet before you put it in your mane, she said before she took the object with her magic. So maybe, she said as she tried something different. Oh wait, so is Izzy going to magic the accessory around Zipp's hoof like a bracelet? Oh man, this is gorgeous work from them. With the accessory in place, Izzy and Sunny took a step back to marvel their work. It's no Pip work, but I think it's a pretty good job, Izzy said as she levitated a mirror over to show Zipp her new look. Zipp gasped at what she saw in the mirror. I actually look good for once! Downstairs, Pip was unable to work on her sister's appearance because she was busy having an important talk with Hitch. Even if she was the younger sister, that didn't mean she was not at all protective of her big sister. Oh yeah, typical sibling antics, the older one looking after the younger one with like the stranger like, if you want to be her boyfriend, then you better take care of her, you understand me? Pip, I swear on my badge as sheriff that Hitch was about to promise before Pip held up a wing and stopped him. Hitch, if you want threats, then go ask my mum for some that I'm pretty sure she made once me and Zipp were old enough to start dating. We all know that you would never hurt or take advantage of Zipp. It'd be pretty much impossible for you to do so. No, I instead need to warn you about something else. Pip looked to the side nervously, confusing and concerning Hitch. Something else? He asked her. Pip took a deep breath before speaking, hoping that Zipp wouldn't be too upset with her for saying this. Listen, my sister is one of the strongest-willed ponies I know, if not the strongest. But while she can be as sturdy as a house made of titanium, she is also as fragile as if it was made out of glass. And I'm not talking about all the crap that she's been dealing with recently. This has been going on for longer than that. It has? Hitch asked. Pip nodded sadly as she recalled the night she discovered it for herself. She has had these feelings before. Feelings of not being good enough, of being a failure. Oh yeah, I can probably relate to that as well. And it makes sense as well with Zipp always being down in that train station, not feeling good for her mother and Pip. Well, they were like more superior than her, so yeah, she would have these feelings of being not really confident. Hitch's eyes widened at this information. Much like Pip when she learned this, he never expected Zipp to be troubled with such things, especially before the corruption and breakdown. Pip continued. I'm telling you this because there is a very high chance that she might start thinking that she's not worthy of you, that you deserve some pony better than as a mare friend. Are you understanding what I'm telling you? Despite having a hard time believing what Pip was saying, not that he believed Pip actually thought those things, Hitch still nodded. And what should I do if that does happen? He asked. Really? I'd say do this throughout the whole night, but don't be afraid to show her affection. Let her know that you chose her specifically and that you aren't changing your mind. The pink Pegasus offered her advice before asking, can you please do that? Once again, Hitch nodded. You have my word, he promised. Gotta love a gentle pony like Hitch. Oh, I hope this date goes well for them both. But if romance stories have told me anything, something is definitely going to go wrong. And yeah, I'm just inevitably waiting for that to happen. Pip smiled at his response just as she heard some pony coming down the stairs and turned around. Oh, speak of the pony and she shall arrive, she said as she moved out of the way, allowing Zipp to come into view. When Hitch saw her, he stopped breathing. While Sunny and Izzy's touch-ups were subtle, to the sheriff they were still clear as day. Her mane glistened like the night sky, her hoofs looked polished and shined like silver from a china shop. Her wings appeared softer than the softest blankets. The little touch-ups to her face highlighted her snow-white fur and those beautiful blue eyes you could get lost in. I'm already losing myself imagining Zipp in this. I don't want to date her. That's Hitch's job. And to top it all off, she had Sunny's main accessory hanging from her ear like an earring. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, imagine that. Like, it could replace like her two like rings on her usual ear, but having that dangling. Oh, that's fantastic. There was no other way of putting it. She looked absolutely gorgeous. Zipp noticed Hitch gawking at her and chuckled. Why don't you take a picture, Sheriff? It'll last longer, she teased. Yeah, Zipp would definitely be the teasing type. Hearing her voice, especially with laughter in it, snapped Hitch out of his stupor. Oh, sorry. It's just that, you look, He tried to say something, but his brain was still not functioning properly, unable to come up with the proper adjective. Finally, he was able to settle on. Beautiful! Despite the smile on her face, Zipp felt that Hitch's description wasn't accurate. Oh, come on, Hitch. It's not that impressive, she told him bashfully. Hitch shook his head. It doesn't matter how little of a change it is. You always manage to look beautiful in my eyes. Hitch was rewarded by an adorable blush that covered the white mare's face as she cutely tried to hide it. So, she squeaked out before she quickly corrected herself and spoke normally. So, you said you have the evening planned for us? Yep, I think the two of us are going to have a lot of fun tonight. I don't think this night will be complete at all without an extra bit of fun, like Zipp having a storm inside Hitch. Okay, don't take that out of context. Hitch said as he offered his date a hoof, to which Zipp gladly accepted as they headed off into town. Oh my god, I cannot wait to read the rest of this. I'm so hyped up for this, but I'm still dreading something horrible is going to happen. Come on, just give it to me. It goes without saying that the evening was going wonderfully for the two lovebirds. First, they stopped by the Maritime Bay arcade and played some games. When they played laser tag, Hitch found himself getting zapped by his mare friend consistently, while never being able to get a hit himself thanks to her agility and stealth. Zipp would deny it, but he knew she was enjoying seeing him fail miserably. I love laser tag so much, and it was one of my favorite games when I was a kid, so yeah. He was able to get some revenge when they played Pony Kart. Oh, G5 Pony Kart! But I wonder what kind of custom tracks they have going on here. Managing to beat her 3-0. While it was admittedly mean to do so, Hitch couldn't help but laugh at Zipp's misfortune. Yeah, I would do the same, Hitch. Anything to be a bit cocky. After some more games, the two of them went to catch a movie. Throughout the film, which was an action comedy, Hitch had a hoof around Zipp, while the Pegasus wrapped one of her wings around his back, and they snuggled close to each other. Oh my god, this is getting so exciting! All that leads to now, where the two of them were currently having dinner together. Hitch knew that Zipp wouldn't be a big fan of a fancy restaurant where they had to wait for you know how long for their meal. So instead they went to a fast food place, took theirs to go, and ate out at the public tables. Oh wait, did they get their takeaway at Mac Wings? Because that's what it was called when we first saw A New Generation with all those adverts in the background. Damn, Mac Wings is diversifying its portfolio here. Throughout the meal, Hitch would dip some fries into dipping sauce and feed them to Zipp, to which she happily accepted each time. How many more fries are you going to be feeding me, Sheriff? Zipp asked teasingly. I'm pretty sure I've eaten more of your plate than you have at this point. Just want to make sure you are properly fed, my lady. Hitch replied like a gentle colt, to which Zipp couldn't help but blush and chuckle at. Although, he said as he suddenly gave a sheepish smile as he got up from his seat. I should probably get some more. Be back in a jiffy, he said before leaving. Oh, great. And yep, if romance movies have taught me anything, this is the moment where things are going to go horribly. Zipp smiled as she watched Hitch leave before deciding to focus on the food on her own plate. Everything felt good right now. So good that as she ate, she didn't notice 3 mares approach her from behind until one of them spoke up. Oh fuck, here we go. Well, if it isn't Princess Zipp herself. Turning around, Zipp saw the filly free. No! Oh no! Oh fuck off, girls! Oh, I don't want you causing any more trouble. Zipp saw the filly 3, Sugar Moonlight, Rose Dust, and Lily approaching her. Fuck off, girls! She frowned. These 3 have caused enough trouble for her friends in the past, namely with using Sunny for her alicorn form as a way to raise their popularity. Can I help you? She asked as the 3 mares stopped at her table. Oh, we're not the ones who need helping, Zipp, Sugar spoke up. Instead, it's your new cult friend who needs to be helping. Hitch? What's wrong with him? Zipp asked, now starting to get upset at the possible implications the 3 mares were now getting about him. But to her surprise, Sugar instead said, Isn't it obvious? The problem he's dealing with is you. Oh, fuck off, Sugar. I liked you before, but now I absolutely despise you for what you're doing right now. Zipp took a step back with widened eyes. What? You heard me loud and clear. Hitch deserves someone better than you, Sugar told her. I mean, look at you. You really think he's attracted to what a... No! Oh my god, no. That is fucking offensive, Sugar. How fucking dare you? That's absolutely atrocious behavior. Oh my god. He told me himself that! Zipp tried to defy before being interrupted by Sugar. Obviously lying just to make you feel better about yourself. That's really the only reason he's even been giving your relationship a chance anyway, she said as the three of them started circling Zipp like, oh god, I hate that adjective right there, but it's so good. Circling Zipp like sharks, like predator to a prey. Oh, get out of there, Zipp! Yeah, why would he go with some pony who is crazy enough to have their wings clipped and become— oh my god, no. Fuck off, Rose Dust. No, that is literally ableist, like, what the fuck? Some pony who is even worse helper than Sprout— no, you can't bring up Sprout now! Come on, girls, have some fucking goddamn self-respect and dignity! Can't seem to do her job as detective without messing it up? Lily asked. Some pony like you, Sugar finished as she came to a stop circling and looking directly at their victim, taking pleasure in the distraught look on her face. Face it, Zipp, there's no pony in all of Equestria that would want to truly be with you. Oh, this is paining me to read. I don't want to continue. The closest thing you have at any love is one stallion your mother forces you to be your suitor. So just, god damn, this fanfic is written so well, like, it's actually getting to me. But I'm pretty sure by that point she'll realize she's better off with just giving everything to your sister, since that poor Cole would rather be with her anyway! No offense to Petal Blazer fans, of course I'm a Stormblazer fan. Zipp is the one for her! God damn it! As annoying as she can be, surely she isn't some coward who hides her face at any time, but somebody who can that's attractive! I'm not even bothering to speak in clear English anymore, this is too much. Sugar nodded at her cronies' responses before going in for the final strike. Oh no. Hitch shouldn't be wasting his time with an emotionally unstable, unattractive, stupid man like you! So stop holding him back from the pony he's truly meant to be with. The pony he reserved, because it's clearly not and never will be you. Zipp looked utterly devastated once they were finished. She tried to fight back, refute everything they have just said, but nothing would come out of her mouth. Because she believed that deep down they were right. This was all nothing but a lie she was telling herself, just so she doesn't have to face the truth. Unable to form a response, Zipp ran away, tears streaming down her face. All the while, the Philly Three watched her leave with triumphant smiles. Oh my god, but that was just so despicable of them. Can I kill them? Now that she was out of the way, Hitch was all theirs. Oh, Hitch better start running too, because I think the Philly Free might make a meal out of him too. Oh god. Speaking of the stallion, it was then that he finally returned to the table with more fires. Fires? Oh my god, are the fries on fire? Are they spicy flavored? Okay, you may need to fix that mistake there. Sorry that took so long, Zipp, he apologized, not realizing his date was gone. For a place that advertises themselves for putting the fast in food, you think they wouldn't have line problems. Yeah, that's when I was working at like McDonald's back in the day. It's not really fast as people think it is. It was only when he put the food on the table that he realized that the Philly Free were the ones present and not Zipp. He immediately knew that something happened while he was gone. Sugar, where's Zipp? He asked the ringleader. Oblivious to the seriousness of the sheriff's tone of voice, she responded with, ran off crying because she just couldn't seem to accept the fact that despite being a princess, she'll never be the mare for you. There's a car alarm going off. Well, I think that will indicate the danger that's about to happen. Go in for the kill, Hitch, she said before the three of them laughed at what they had considered a job well done. Hitch looked both horrified and furious at what he just heard. What? Was all he could stammer out before Sugar spoke again and only increased his rage. We simply did you a favor and told that freak to go and stop holding you back from finding the perfect mare. Like me, for example. She didn't get to finish as Hitch's hoof forcefully made contact with the side of her face! Yes! Smack that fucking bitch, Hitch! Oh, that's pleasurable! Yes! Smack the fucking life out of her, Hitch! Wow, that was the most spectacular thing I've ever read in this chapter, possibly in this whole story. That was unexpected, but I kind of expected it as well, because Hitch needed to do something to those mares, and they deserved it. Rose Dust and Lily gasped at what they had just saw, while Sugar stammered back, a hoof on the cheek the stallion slapped. She was about to yell at him for slapping a mare like that, but stopped when she saw the look of utter fury on his face. "I will deal with you three later," he said before running off to find Zipp. What he or the Philly Three didn't know was that Posey was standing nearby and recorded the whole thing. "Oh, I think some pony else might have beat you to that, Sheriff Hitch," she said as she sent the video to the pony she did. Oh, Posey! I love you, Posey! Oh, Posey would definitely do something like that. Probably just to get everyone else off her back, being the actual Karen. Like, oh, this could be good evidence the next time you three nerds do something like that. So go on, Sheriff! Get your girl back! Hail, Posey, FLUFFBUTTS. Zipp found herself on a small cliffside looking over the beach. It was a cruel irony that this place looked perfect for a romantic setting, but here she was, sobbing her eyes out from having her heart broken. What the Philly Three said to her kept ringing through her head like a bell. How could she have been so stupid? Of course this relationship wasn't actually one of true love. She flat out told Hitch she basically wanted to assault him for Pony's sake. Yeah, that is true, but you weren't in control of yourself, Zipp. This wasn't really you. Even if that wasn't true, that alone should have been enough to tell her that Hitch only returned her affections just so she could feel better about herself. No, that's not the case! But she couldn't keep doing that to Hitch. He deserved better than that. Better than her. He deserved better than a stupid, unattractive princess that spent her days crying like a newborn foal. She was so caught up in her misery that she didn't hear Hitch call out to her when he found her, run over to her, and sit down next to her until she felt a warm hoof wrap around her and pull her into a hug. Zipp, I'm so sorry you had to hear that. I shouldn't have left you alone back there. He scolded himself for being so stupid. No, I'm the one that should be sorry, Hitch, Zipp said through her tears. I shouldn't be wasting your time by pretending to be your mare friend and just accepted the facts. Pretend? The facts? Hitch repeated, unable to believe what he heard. Yes, the facts! Look at my mum and Pip, they're nowhere near as beautiful as you. Hitch cut Zipp off, unable to hear her criticize herself so harshly. Zipp, when I called you beautiful before, I mean that. Never in my life have I met a mare so stunning as you. No offense to the rest of our friends, but they don't hold a candle when it comes to who is the most attractive. He blushed slightly at realizing he probably should have said something other than attractive, but kept going. Yeah, you're in the moment now, Hitch. You can't cut it off. Your face, your coat, your mane, your eyes, your wings, your hoofs, your athletic body. All of that put together makes the perfect pony. You don't have to lie and try and make me feel better, Hitch, Zipp told him. The only one lying to you right now is yourself. Hitch retorted as he gently backed away from the hug and wiped the tears off Zipp's face with a hoof. No, this is beautiful! Zipp, I love you for everything you are, not just for your appearance on the outside, although that does not help, but also for the pony you are on the inside. You're the kind of mare who continues to protect those she cares about, even in the face of doubt. You're a caring and sweet mare who just wants the best for those in her life. I can't even count how many times you helped me get out of sticky situations. We've been the perfect team since the day we first met. Sparky's been seeing you as his mother long before we started dating. He knows you're the pony for me. You just had to bring Sparky into this, didn't you, Hitch? Oh my god, I can't bear this, but I love it so much. You think I deserve some pony better, but I don't want a better mare friend. I want you. I chose you because you and you alone are the only mare I want to be with. I love you, Zipp Storm. I always have, and I always will. He finished by gently taking Zipp's hoof in his own. Hitch, Zipp said as new tears started to form in her eyes, but not ones of sadness. That's That's the sweetest thing any pony's ever said to me, she cried before she hugged him with so much force she tackled him to the ground, aggressively nuzzling him the entire time. What is Zipp doing? She just tackled him to the ground and is now aggressively nuzzling him. Calm the fuck down, Zipp. You're gonna give Hitch a chest burn. Thank you so much, she cried happily. Hitch chuckled as he accepted and returned the affection without any hesitation. You're welcome, Zipp. They stayed like that for a few minutes before Zipp finally backed off slightly to allow her cult friend to stand up again. But what about the Philly Free? She asked him. What if they... I think that slap I gave Sugar is more than enough to send the message straight to them. Yay! Zipp looked surprised and a little impressed at what she heard. You actually slapped some pony? She asked him. Hitch chuckled and rubbed the back of his head with a hoof. Yeah, well, ponies do crazy things when they're in love. This is brilliant! I love it! Zipp just smiled at his response. Before Hitch could react, Hitch gave him a big kiss on the lips! Yes! Oh. Just as soon as it happened, the Pegasus broke off from the kiss and smiled at the sheriff. I love you too, Hitch. And I wouldn't want to be with any pony else either. Hitch smiled in response before he pulled Zipp in for another kiss that she happily accepted. Yay! I'm so glad that the two of them have clicked now. For the two of them right now, nothing else mattered. There was only each other and the love that they shared. A true love. A real love. It is real. It's always real for me. God. Stormblazer for life, everyone. I cannot believe he did that to me! Sugar hissed as she rubbed her cheek while she and her lackeys sulked in defeat at their failure in breaking up the new couple. What kind of sheriff goes around slapping mares in the face? I swear I'll sue him for assaulting me! Oh, I think he'll be the least of your problems. Turning their heads, the three mares saw Pip descending from the sky and landing in front of them with an annoyed look on her face. What do you want, Pip? Sugar hissed at her, not in the mood to deal with their biggest rival on social media. Pip smiled sweetly at them, but as she spoke, her face turned to one of anger. Oh, I was just minding my own business when a certain friend of mine showed me a very interesting video showing you three making my sister cry. Fuck yes, Posy! Oh, love you, Posy, love you, Posy. From the tone and stamping of her hoofs, Sugar had a pretty good idea of what Pip was thinking and backed away fearfully with Rose Dust and Lily. You can't be serious! What would Hitch say when he finds out you attacked three ponies? Yeah, I took that into account and made a little cool, Zipp said as she looked up. And here she comes now. A shadow swooped over the terrified Philly Three before Queen Haven landed next to her. So, you're the ponies who dared to make my baby girl cry, she said angrily, with her wings flared out as she and Pip slowly approached them. Like they said, Sugar, never side against the family. Oh, this is probably the best chapter yet. No, just let me explain. It wasn't what it looked like. Sugar pleaded, but they fell upon deaf ears. No! Oh, yes. Okay, if you don't mind, before we start the new chapter, I need to have a good scream. Oh, okay, let's continue. Chapter 7. How to Mother a Dragon. Are you sure you don't want to come with us, Zipp? Sunny asked as she and her friend stood by the doors to the Bright House. Each were dressed up for another late night party they were invited to. Every pony except for Zipp. She was invited, but chose to instead to remain at the Bright House for the night. Zipp nodded. I'm just feeling really tired right now and would rather rest here than go out tonight, she explained. Well, that does make sense because Zipp with the Philly Free like a few days ago, it would tire her out a lot. That makes sense, Pip admitted before asking. But do you think you can handle being alone for a few hours? The others nodded at this question. Zipp rarely, actually almost never, was by herself nowadays. Having a friend nearby seemed to ease her worries about herself. Still, Zipp seemed sure in her decision. You ponies have been looking forward to tonight. It wouldn't be fair for you to miss out because of me, she told them. Besides, she gestured to Sparky, who she was holding in her forehoofs. I've got Sparky here to keep me company, and vice versa. And are you sure you want to be the one who dragon sits him? Hitch asked. Because you already know how much of a hoofful he can be. I'm sure, babe. Yay, we gotta get the sweetie words all up in here now because, you know, they are a couple. Her friends, or at least 3 of them, looked still unsure about this. That is, until Izzy spoke up. I mean, it's not like she's going to use his dragon fire to make herself into an all-powerful tyrant that will destroy all of us and take over the world. If she tried, Sparky would just burn her alive, she said rather casually regarding the subject matter. Izzy! Pip, Hitch, and Sunny all scolded her. What? Izzy said in her defense. We were all thinking that she was thinking she was going to be thinking that at some point tonight, so I just decided to get rid of all that tension now, she explained. Despite the annoyed look, she was still reviving. Reviving? I think you may mean receiving there, writer. You need to adjust that too. Despite the annoyed look she was still receiving, Zipp couldn't help but chuckle at the unicorn's antics. Thanks for that, Iz. I'll have a much easier time sleeping knowing that can never happen, she joked. You're welcome, Izzy cheerfully replied. Seeing that the rest of her friends didn't seem all that convinced, Zipp decided to take a more physical approach at reasoning with them and literally started pushing her friends to the door. Yeah, just get out of here and stop stressing me more. I've got this covered, I promise. Look, you ponies have been working hard all week. Take some time off and enjoy yourselves. But Zipp! Pip tried to retort, but was stopped by her sister. If anything goes wrong, I'll call you, I promise, Zipp assured her and the rest of her friends. Seeing that Zipp wasn't going to budge, the rest of the ponies decided that there was no use arguing anymore. Hitch walked over to his mare friend and gave her a hug and a quick kiss. Both of you be good now, he said to both Zipp and Sparky. Yes, Sheriff Hitch, we'll behave ourselves, Zipp replied teasingly before Sparky made his own inaudible reply and joined in on the hug. Okay, Sunny said once Hitch broke the hug. We'll be back in a few hours. Call if you need anything. Take care, Sunny said as she and the rest of the party-goers departed, leaving only Zipp and Sparky in the Bright House. With no pony else around, Zipp placed Sparky on the floor and looked at the baby dragon. Well, kiddo, looks like it's just the 2 of us now, she said with a smile, as she knew what was coming. Do your worst! Oh god, no, you don't want to say that to Sparky, Zipp. Do you know what Izzy had to put up with in growing pains? Sparky gave her a look that said he was ready to do just that. Whee! Sparky cried out happily as he flew around. Well, he felt like he was flying, but in actuality, he was being balanced on Zipp's hoof while she laid on the floor. Heh, and up we go, she said before he gently bounced him into the air before catching him with the same hoof, much to the dragon's delight. After so much running around, it was nice to find a game they could play that didn't involve much movement on Zipp's end, and she could tell that Sparky was really enjoying it. This was probably the closest he's ever been to flying himself, not counting the times he's ridden in the Mairstream that's a vehicle. Well, writer, this is actually not the closest he's been to flying, because he can actually fly, as we saw in the Secret Canter episode right at the beginning. Although that is the only time we've seen Sparky flying, so I can't argue much right there. Seeing the little guy enjoying the fake flying made Zipp briefly look at her own wings, and the feathers still growing back. In a few more weeks, they would be at the point she could use them for flight again. She would be flying again, something she hadn't done since she clipped her wings 20 days ago, unless she counted the few times her sisters carried her. Yeah, the embarrassment that must have been through Zipp's head when Pip was the one carrying her. And while she was grateful for Pip's support, it wasn't the same as when she was flying with her own wings. By herself, she had no limitations on how fast she could go, or what tricks she could perform. She had freedom to do whatever she wished. Freedom to do whatever she wished. Oh gosh, no. Don't let the evil thoughts invade you right now because you're with Sparky! Sparky noticed that Zipp's hoof wasn't moving as much as it originally was. Looking down, he saw the Pegasus looking sad. He didn't know why, or really at all what any was going on inside her recently, but he knew that he couldn't leave her like this. With a determined look on his face, he jumped off Zipp's hoof and began his plan. Oh, what are you going to do, Sparky? Come on, cheer up your mummy. Zipp was too distracted by her thoughts to notice Sparky jumping off. It was only when she unconsciously moved her hoof and heard no noise coming from the dragons did she notice he was gone. When she did, she sprang to her hoofs and looked around frantically. Sparky? Sparky, where are you? She called out for him. Thankfully, she didn't have to worry long as she suddenly felt something land on her head and snuggle into her mane. Oh my god, yeah, that's bringing me back to that moment in The Hunt for Eggman Bunny with Sparky in her hair. Oh, that's so cute. All of her worries evaporated away as she knew immediately the identity of the culprit and softly laughed. You little sneak. She playfully scolded the young dragon as she grabbed him off her head. Sparky cooed something, and Zipp seemed to understand what he was saying as she looked into his big, innocent eyes for comfort. Yeah, I'm feeling better now. Thank you, Sparky, she said with a smile as she nuzzled his nose. Yeah. Oh my god, I swear I'm gonna die at the end of this chapter. A few hours later, and all was calm in the Bright House. Both Zipp and Sparky had exhausted themselves and were now sleeping on the couch. The Pegasus having a wing draped around the baby dragon that he held onto as if it was his new favorite blanket. Oh, I love this so much. From outside, a pony's head appeared in the window. It was Misty. Oh yeah, because this story still takes place during when Misty was still Opaline's minion. Oh, Misty, don't you dare go inside there and ruin everything! Obviously, having been sent out by Opaline to get Sparky's dragon fire, she was expecting to find him at the party with the others. Realizing he wasn't there, she decided to check the Bright House next. Sure enough, she was both lucky and unlucky at the same time, finding both Sparky and Zipp there. As the unicorn was pondering just how she could acquire the dragon without waking up Zipp, she heard the Pegasus groaning and mumbling. Thinking she was waking up, Misty quickly dived back behind the bushes and waited for what would happen next. But Zipp wasn't waking up. Instead, it seemed she was suffering from another nightmare. But before she could start flailing, Sparky unconsciously, or perhaps consciously, started to hug and snuggle the Pegasus like a large stuffed animal. Oh, that's adorably hilarious because imagine Sparky owning a large life-size Zipp plushie to himself.
Oh, Mummy, I love you.
It wasn't much, but Sparky's comfort seemed to work as Zipp stopped shaking and was sleeping in peace again, a smile forming on her face as she brought Sparky in closer with her wing. Having watched the whole thing, Misty was experiencing two emotions simultaneously. One was the unnameable feeling of seeing something cute. Yeah, Misty, don't you wish for something cute like that to happen to you? After that display of kindness and love, Misty knew she couldn't break that up, but that was also competing with the feeling of fear she felt at the idea of grabbing Sparky. She felt that if she laid so much as a hoof on that dragon, that whatever Zipp would do to her would make what Opaline would do to her for her failure pale in comparison. With a mixture of guilt and terror, Misty decided to try again some other day and retreated, leaving the stepmother and son to continue sleeping in peace until their friends came back from the party. And when they did, you can bet Pip took many pictures of the scene in front of her. Yay! Yes! Oh, brilliant 2 chapters, and yeah, I'm going to be leaving it off on that cliffhanger because this is just too adorable, and it was dramatic at the same time with what happened in the last chapter. I have never felt more happy and just heart-warmed to what I have just read. Another fantastic job, writer, because these 2 chapters are possibly my favorites. Yeah, I'm a bit biased because I love the ship, but the stuff that was going on in this, it was really gripping. And yeah, FLUFFBUTTS, I think that wraps up for another commission of my reading of Path to Peace. These 2 chapters were another fantastic addition, and I cannot wait to potentially start reading more whenever the commissioner just commissions another one of these again. So yeah, good work again, Flame Warrior. You did. You really captured my heart with this one. So, FLUFFBUTTS, don't forget to smash that like button down below and comment your thoughts as well on what you thought of these chapters of Path to Peace, and subscribe to my channel for more stuff and many more content like this coming soon. And also, don't forget to leave a pledge on my Patreon page down in the description below so you can help support me in making these fantastic videos more consistently. And I shall see you all very soon. Goodbye! And just before this video ends, I want to give a huge thank you to all my patrons on my Patreon. My Silver FLUFFBUTT patrons, Sabrina Wade and Alex Smith, and all my Gold FLUFFBUTT patrons, Drew Lazinski, Clear Heart Apple, Jonathan Chapper, Darthsiler22, Owen Wildish, Stephen Cram, The Bluish Pony, and KikiBat VA. All of your love and support is greatly appreciated. Thank you.